Hey there, it's Peacekeeperalex and the Psychic Wargamers. This is going to be the Psychic Wargamers stream number 54. And this is going to be the Psychic Wargamers Total War 3 Kingdoms Yellow Turban Rebellion campaign Let's Play number 38. Let's carry on here. We're leaving it over, so it's going to be He against the Kingdom of Wei. We're going to start off with the Battle of Chen, and it looks like we're a little bit outmatched here. They have a couple thousand on us. So yeah, this is going to be the Psychic Wargamers Total War 3 Kingdoms Yellow Turban Rebellion campaign Let's Play number 39. My apologies. Just wanted to make sure on the title. So, yeah, let's continue going. And you can see here. So yeah, deployed 3,563, reinforcing 2,673. We're going to be taking on Cao Cao, 2,661, reinforcing 5,196. So we do have about 6,000, but they happen to have about 1,700 on us. We might be able to maneuver them. We have about the same amount of cavalry. They got a little bit more, actually. Sadly. A lot more cavalry, actually. We do have a lot of spearmen, so that's the good thing. So we're going to start battle. Battle of Chen. Cattle farm. And our redeployment is a bit of a mess. So, we are going to have some reinforcements coming from the south and the north. We're going to be looking towards the east. So we're starting off in the west. Enemy reinforcements going to be coming from right behind us, from the west, and also from the east. So I was hoping redeployment would be in the same area for us. Sadly, that's not the case. We're going to be doing battle. And we're going to switch up. We're going to be trying to do it from the south, where one of the redeployment zones are. Hopefully this is the bigger redeployment zone. If it's not, we'll just have to traverse across the map with the other army. And hopefully that's decent. We do have redeployables, so... start battle. We'll redeploy.
Skirmish!
So we got our two reinforcing retinues coming from the north, labeled as 1. We have one supporting retinue that did hit the field, coming from the south, and it is going to be connecting with our main army. Our 3 retinues here, led by Xu Jai. So we're going to have 4 retinues to be able to defend ourselves until we get our reinforcements. And it looks like they're going to just come right at us because the enemy is marching with their main army right straight for us. So we're going to have a bit of an advantage here with that extra retinue.
At the ready! The time has come! Raise spears! Spears ready! Faster! Yellow turbans, attend! Run! For the way!
we're going to run down the army comps here in a little bit. Just going to form up some of the units into groupings. Let's run down some of the army comps here. Slow motion. So we got 6, 8, 9. We got 9 yellow turban warrior units. Some of them have a bit of, like, there's some that have a third of the morale lost on some of them, but I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem, although in the spearmen it looks a little bit more of a problem. We have 5 yellow turban spearmen units. We got 2 peasant spearmen, and that is upon the main army. With 1 reinforcement retinue hitting the field from that southern position. In the north, we got Jaitsi Raiders, 2 units, cavalry. We have some Bringers of Righteousness, that glaive and bow infantry. We got 2 units, Yellow Turban Warriors, and we got some Sacred Garden Watch and some Yusha, unit apiece. We also have an Archery Mastery unit as well, too, and that's 2 retinues from the north. And it looks like 1 retinue. I'm guessing that 1 retinue hit the field over to the west for the enemy. So we're going to maneuver, and we are already maneuvering over there. We're going to maneuver multiple units from the north. So we have 2 retinues from the north that we're going to maneuver over to the west to try and take on that 1 retinue. You can see here from the enemy, it's the Dao Sword Guards. So you got some medium sword infantry, you got some medium halberd infantry, 2 units, and they also got some glaive. And it looks like 1. Yeah, I think it's because I can't see more units than that. So they got 1 over on this side. If we send 2 retinues at them, they're not going to have too much of a chance against that. And again, they have sort of separated some of their army. Their main army was initially going towards the southern position, and where I stationed the 4 retinues, main army and the supporting one from the south, in which is in a straight line position, multiple archer units ready to go in a second formation behind the main line. Also 3 generals stationed on the left flank. So you can see the enemy's a bit indecisive, and it looks like they're leaning towards trying to attack those 2 retinues in the north that's trying to get to the east to put a stop to the enemy reinforcements. And all the while, yeah, they are moving that way. It's 5th unit coming into view now for that reinforcing army for the enemy here. Protector of Heaven. Over to the east, we can see some enemies emerging as well too. And this seems to be, it looks like they got 2 retinue reinforcements over on this side. They got some mounted saber militia. They got some Lankai swordsmen. I think it's 2 unit apiece. Nope, 1. Yeah, 2 units for the cavalry. We also got some King Surrenderus, medium sword infantry. And then we also have some spearmen and some halberds. They did put up a couple watchtowers and some palisades. But they're not going to have too much use for it because they're going to have to venture forth to try and take out my army. I'm going to deploy some caltrops. That's what I'm going to do. all across the line, there's going to be these spiky bits for when they walk upon. We're gonna put on normal speed. See the enemy in the center map trying to traverse to that northern
that won't do.
movement.
Be quiet now.
By the two generals on my side, Lang Zedao and also Hu Pingshu, traversing to battle the enemy over in the east. And I'm getting the Jaitsi Raiders, the heavy sword cavalry, into position with my two generals. But the infantry's not that far behind as well. And the enemy has decided to move their main army, and they are actually going to go and try and go after where I've stationed to the south. So that is a good omen. It's really good, so we're not going to have to worry about those northern two retinues getting attacked from behind. You can see the enemy general trying to attack my horsemen. Fan Lan, Sentinel. My horsemen coming into view of enemy bowmen, so I'm going to move them out of the way on this hill area. And right behind the enemy, as they focus on my cavalry, I'm sneaking up behind them with 8 units. Actually, technically 10. So there's some engagement now happening. So this is in the east. And right behind, there's this huge movement of enemy that I did not notice. I want to slow it down here a bit. So already engagement happening with multiple units here. Medium Glaive taking on some Yellow Turban Warrior units. 2 units over in the east. And just traversing right next to them, Yellow Turban Warriors chasing after these Defenders of Earth. Medium Bow Infantry. The enemy is sending some halberds to help that Yan Yedao infantry, the medium glaive. But right behind us is multiple units that I didn't see, so they ended up sending half their army, I think this is their main army, over to try and attack in the east in regards to us trying to deal with this eastern retinue that I had hoped to get rid of, be able to chip away at their numbers. So I can see multiple units here, a couple bow infantry, archer militia, spear guards, and another archer militia, and then there's more in the trees that are sneaking up behind me upon sneaking up upon the enemy. So you can see multiple exchange of bow fire. And Defenders of Earth, they do a really packed punch. All my generals here, we're going to turn off the... You can see the enemy approaching the caltrops in the southern army. Multiple units, spear guards, 2 units, and 2 generals as well. So they're going to be moving right across that spiky bit. You can see men already starting to fall from the enemy. And there will be clashes right on the left flank of the main army, as well as on the right flank, but the cavalry is having really difficult time. Heavy Xiangling cavalry from the enemy getting hit by bow fire and unable to really traverse inwards by way of those caltrops, those spiky throwables. So again, you can see two main engagements here. You can see a grouping of our northern retinues here. Yellow Turban Warriors, 2 units, 3 units, and then 2 units of Bringers of Righteousness getting surrounded on their flank by some Yellow Axe, Medium Axe Infantry, some Jai Militia, Yang Zhao Jai Infantry. Supporting right behind them is some Spear Guards, and then behind this engagement, you can see some Saber Militia and Sacred Garden Watch battling it out. One of the really cool things about this game, and other physical video games to a certain degree, is some of the spiritual components in regards to it. You see 2 men on the battlefield, in this game, and them slashing at each other and attacking each other, and there's this idea that spiritually there's other things happening in regards to the physical gameplay itself, spiritual gameplay, and the idea is that, as they're battling each other out, there might be other kinds of battles and engagements happening within the gameplay itself. For example, you can see Yellow Turban Warrior, swordsman battling out against a glaive infantryman. And what's actually happening spiritually behind the scenes in regards to this gameplay might be, a certain kind of standoff. Like you can see the Yellow Turban Warrior there got killed by the glaive infantryman. When that happens, what happens spiritually? Is an engagement over spiritually, or is another one begin? Because there's that sort of idea that when a certain kind of unit is killed, that maybe there's another kind of engagement that happens and another sort of conflict takes place spiritually. In Chinese mythology, do we see some of that play out within passing on and that sort of thing depicted in the physical gameplay itself? Sure, there is. The Angry Dragon's one of them. Do we see, there's different kinds of modifications and things of that nature. I'm wondering what the modifications are and what the classic gameplay is. Oh, it's a good one. It's a matter of... at times. So you can see here on the left flank, main army, southern army, you can see multiple units grouping up from the enemy. Spear Guard, Saber Militia, Xiangling Cavalry trying to break through this line. Yellow Turban Warrior unit holding, and then shifting bow fire to some of that cavalry retreat. And really, really working. Turning around and doing another charge into it. Right off to the left, you can see more Spear Guards trying to take on some Yellow Turban Spearmen as well.
Our noble comrade has been attacked!
We're going to continue to try and move this cavalry that has been foreshadowed. Jiazi Raiders trying to get to that southern army and trying to escape being surrounded by Diao sword guards, as well as the Yangzhou Jai infantry halberds. And they end up maneuvering and trying to get over to that area. Yeah, that engagement in the east is still taking place. see my 2 bow units are trying to combat the enemy here. They have 3 bow units firing upon us, and we only have 2. And they do have some Defenders of Earth left as well, but we decimated that unit. Again, just those 2 engagements, and now really the Sacred Garden Watch was surrounded by some Spear Guards attacking from behind, and also some Saber Militia from the front. So you can see these 2 engagements side by side next to each other. Glaive units trying to stave on the left flank of one of the engagements, right off from the Sacred Garden Watch to the right, for the southern viewpoint. We could see some cavalry also traversing. I have 1 unit right between the southern and eastern engagements, this Yellow Turban Warrior unit chasing after this Archer Militia, and some Mounted Saber Militia finally catching wind of them and chasing behind. So we end up throwing some caltrops and then forming a line, and they end up disengaging. Some pesky cavalry, 3 heavy Xiangling cavalry spooking the archers of the main army. They have maneuvered 4 archer units, Lankai archers, into position. Well, actually, 1 Lankai archer, 1 archer unit, 1 archer militia unit, and then a Kang Overwatch, a medium bow infantry. So we're going to try and shift bow fire and try and take out these Xiangling cavalry. Just 3 unit health, and just causing a bit of problems. So we're going to put it on regular speed.
The enemy run! Craven! Take heed, warriors!
And some say there's like this certain kind of other dimensional aspect to some of the gameplay as well too, where you can see 2 units battling it out on the field, slashing at each other, where there's like a certain kind of duel that takes place behind the scenes as well too. More, similar to classic depiction of some of the generals in this game. To be true, how you see 2 generals battle it out. Similar kind of a stance regarding that in other dimensional when there's 2 soldiers battling it out on this field. So you can imagine different kinds of overlaps extending and hovering over certain kind of engagements between 2 units. So for example, right here on the left, on the right, you can see yellow uniform, purple uniform, and you can see like right hovering above, potentially 2 battling it out in a certain kind of other dimensional overlap during that engagement. And what happens when they switch up, when another unit starts attacking them? I mean, what takes place then? Maybe another engagement. So you got 2 engagements happening in a certain kind of dual style engagement in other dimensional pertaining to some of the gameplay. And is there something special in regards to the generals regarding that? Yes, there is. maybe it's armies. Ooh, that is really good. So when two generals are battling it out, imagine that there's like an entire army battle in regards to it in other dimensional. I mean, that's the kind of cool stuff I'm talking. Like, that's amazing.
The time has come! Double time! Attack! By command! Archers, prepare! Open fire! Rise up! Make ready! Attention! Move out quickly!
They are maneuvering more units now. Jai Militia, 2 units. Lankai Swordsmen, Heavy Spear Guards, 2 retinues heading towards the main army.
Spearmen, stand ready! Go, go, go!
Take heed, warriors! Double time!
As one!
Make ready! Go, go, go! Run, run! The enemy warriors are running! Now!
Engagement in the east is winding down. The enemy looks to have the numbers. Spear Guards, Jai Militia, Yellow Axes, Saber Militia, Yangtao Jai Infantry taking on 2 units of Bringers of Righteousness and then 3 units Yellow Turban Warriors. Right off to the side again, that Yusha is holding back those 2 units, Spear Guards and Archer Militia, for being able to hit right behind this the next door engagement.
The enemy unit flees! What cowards!
Let fly! Steel yourselves! Loose! Stand ready! Rain down death!
At the ready! Move, move!
Attend!
Attend!
Prepare! At the ready! Attack!
Our men flee the battlefield!
Hurry! Move! Run! Move! Move!
Archers ready!
Ready! Rise together! Ready, bows! Fire upon them! Destroy them!
You can see multiple enemies emerging from the left flank as well, as we form up a spear line to try and hold off this Yangtao Jai Infantry as well as King Surrenderus, multiple units, Heavy Spear Guards, and Lankai Swordsmen, right on the right flank of the main engagement to the south, which is 2 Jai Militia trying to hold off the remainder 3, 6, 9 units of mine.
Kill them!
They charge in. Swords against Jai Infantry, though, so we have the advantage.
To attention! Show fury!
The yellow sky awaits! Rise up! To battle! The enemy warriors are running!
We end up flanking. The main engagement ends up being won, and we're going to attack. We're going to be able to enclose this engagement right off to the right flank and be able to help this spearman out that we'd formed up.
March at the double! Do not relent!
At the ready! Prepare!
Make ready!
Our men are running! The spineless cowards!
Yellow Turban! Move! As one! Draw steel!
So we've ended up enclosing the enemy.
Are you
That
even
eastern
trying?
battle,
Come on!
still battling it out. We're still
Is that
still fighting on that eastern front, and the enemy is starting to lose here. Their Yangzhou Jai Infantry medium halberd is wavering. Small, thin line of Sacred Garden Watch holding down the left flank of this engagement, northern viewpoint.
Our men are running! The spineless coward!
Attack! Unleash fury!
Move it! Fight! Ready!
I hope you are not suspicious of me!
I wasn't.
And there's Cao Cao. We can see him on the battlefield. We get rid of him, that might be the difference. That might help quite a lot. We can see more reinforcements here hitting the field on my side. And we got some cavalry to finally be able to do something with. Couple 2 units. So we're going to be able to slam into the enemy here with some cavalry. Reinforcements in the south. We also got 3 units. 1 unit Yellow Turban Spearman Captain, 2 units Boss Spearman. So we're going to try and get them over there quickly, and we're going to try and maneuver this cavalry to get rid of this bowman unit. And Cao Cao is getting targeted by 2 of my generals. He has less than half health now. And that's in the southern engagement. The eastern engagement, we have 1? Yeah, we have almost 1. Almost. Not totally.
Our men flee the battlefield!
To the east, we've continued to surround them. And just by way of grouping all right on the right flank, we've continued to chip away at multiple units here. Yangzhou Jai Infantry still wavering. We're going to do a cavalry charge right behind the enemy on the right flank. Enemy general has fallen as well. And this is this right on the right flank giant militia unit wavering after that cavalry charge. And it's turned into this encircled situation. We're going to maneuver that right flank cavalry 2 units, and we're going to try and compensate for these units, the Dao Sword Guards, Yangzhou Jai Infantry, as well as Mounted Saber Militia that have attacked us right on the left flank from the northern viewpoint, looking from the north. There we go. Hit some buffs. It's going to help out.
Ready! Destroy them!
We have more units coming from the north as well, this last retinue.
Flee the battlefield!
And now the balance of power has completely shifted near my favor, so this is really the deciding, looks to be. Now it's even. So we've got an extra retinue coming from the north. We need to traverse this to the army in the south. throw it on slow motion here. We can see more retinues coming over here from the enemy too. I think this is the last single one from the east. So again, they got multiple units here. Giant militia. They got some saber militia, mounted lancer militia, mounted saber militia, and they are going to be heading towards that south engagement, which is still happening. Got the enemy surrounded right off to the right flank, attacking the enemy on either side as well. And on the left flank, you can see this yellow turban spearman captain trying to battle it out against this Yangtao Jai infantry, and that was where we sent our cavalry charge right against the Dowd sword guards, which helped quite a lot. That eastern engagement still happening, still going on. Either side, we pretty much have a handful of units. And it seems they're going to win this engagement, but not by much if they do. And 3 units left, Yellow Turban Warrior units. 3 units still trying to hold against Spear Guards, Jai Militia, Yellow Axes. The Yushi unit has been vanquished. Well, you got one unit health, but the other unit that they were battling is gone. So I don't know if they joined forces. And yes, so you can see my side here folding. So the eastern engagement has been almost lost, but really not by much. The enemy has low health in all their units there. Not going to lend too much support to the main engagement, but it might be the difference maker, to be true. And multiple units folding here at the main engagement as well. Yellow Turban Warriors and Yellow Turban Archers being the difference. And I don't know if that last retinue is going to be able to make it in time to be able to help those in the south. So the enemy might win this one, but just by a hair's breadth. See some bow unit chasing each other. Archer militia getting chased by archery masters as I send 2 cavalry units and a general after another archer militia that's firing upon those chasing archers.
Our men are running, the spineless cowards!
And ever so slowly we are being chipped away here, 1,300 to 2,800. Yeah. And in the east, there still is that battle going. We haven't fully lost. I mean, 2 units still wavering, but still holding the ground against the enemy. And I'm able to send a 3rd unit, the Yellow Turban Warrior unit that initially retreated. So is there multiple dimensional, so there's multiple dimensional battles in regards to some of the other dimensional gameplay in regards to physical gameplay pertaining to Total War 3 Kingdoms. Is there other ones that's more like what kind of form utilization? I mean, what does it look like? It looks like a lot of different things in regards to certain aspects, specifically with modification and mods in that nature. Now the enemy has surrounded us. One last Yellow Turban Spearman Captain ended up getting surrounded over in the main engagement area. And there is another retinue hitting the field for the enemy. So yeah, they had the numbers on this one, that's for certain.
Show fury! Steel yourselves!
See a cavalry charge. And the enemy turns right at the last moment. Oh, but a second cavalry charge shows up out of nowhere for the enemy. And that was amazing.
Run, craven dogs!
And the Yellow Turban captain unit ends up getting sandwiched, and they win the southern engagement. Leaves Ba veterans 1 unit right behind the main lines, and it's going to have to retreat.
Grouping up! Fall back!
The eastern engagement, the enemy has won as well. They finally, those 3 units ended up retreating, but the amount of enemy, it's interesting. 7 in health in the
A unit has been completely
Saber Militia,
destroyed.
48 health in Giant Militia, 37 health in Spear Guards, and 35 health. And that's about, I think, about out of 200 units. So they just won that one. You can see another retinue maneuvering from the enemy.
Prepare! March in the double! To attention! Take heed, warriors! Make ready! Move! Take heed, warriors! Hurry! Move! Ready, go! Look! The enemy run! Craven! Fire! Go, go, go! Attend! Show no mercy! At the ready! Move up quickly! Move in! Fire! Make ready! Move, move! Run! Unleash fury! To attention! Double time! Stand ready! Moment! Stand ready! Run! Run! Prepare! Fire upon them! Do not relent! Heal yourselves!
As you can see, another small engagement happening with this last retinue that I'm holding here. Jaitsi Raiders battling it out against enemy cavalry, swerving left, right, and center, and continuing to try and attack one another back and forth. Mounted Lancer Militia,
Enemy unit flees! What
and enemy unit
cowards!
is... Oh, and they send some of the Lancers against the Bowmen.
Stand ready! Faster! Heal yourself! Take heed, warriors! Fight! At the ready! Shoot! The time has come! Destroy them! Prepare! Unleash fury! At the ready! Show no mercy! Look! The enemy run! Craven!
So again, these 2 bow units fighting each other. Ooh.
To attention! Make ready! Kill them! Loose! To attention! Ready! Move, move! Charge! 10! March in the double! To battle! Show no mercy! The enemy warriors are running! Ha! Go, go, go! Double time! Ready! Strike! Attend! Attend! Swordsman!
You can see capturing this mounted saber militia, attacking them on either end.
The time has come. Make ready.
With both cavalry units here that I hold. And then we're going to send them towards some of this bow infantry.
Prepare. At the ready. Attack! Steel yourself. To attention. Do not relent. Blades. Take heed, warriors. Stand ready! The men are out of ammunition! Take heed, warriors! Move out quickly! Destroy them!
So right on the nose. That's almost the amount of troops that they had on me here. 1885. And there's about, they had like 17 some odd. More than me. We had about 6,000. They had about 17,700. 7,700.
Blades, prepare!
17,700.
To attention! Run! Attend! Make ready! Move! Move out quickly! Attack! Show no mercy! To battle! Steel yourselves!
Withdraw. That's it. We're going to hit the withdraw button.
Swordsman! Our warriors run! Craven dogs!
Stand ready.
We're going to hit the fast forward on this. Oh wait, no, they ended up getting more units on the field too. 2,300. Holy smoke. They ended up having our number on this and a lot more cavalry hitting the field. That would have been it.
Our men are running! The spineless cowards!
Valiant defeat. It's more than just a battle. Passing on animations. That is some of it. A lot of other kind of animations too. It's not just passing on, it's a lot of other stuff. That's gonna be it. Battle and valiant defeat.
Your war has brought you to the very gates of your enemy. Behind their walls, they steel themselves against your armies. They cannot hold out forever. Yet an assault may be costly if not swift. Yet when...
So they end up taking Chen.
We must learn from experience.
So 6,236 deployed, 5,377 lost, 859 remaining, 7,857 deployed, 5,398 lost, 2,459 remaining, 297 enemy captured. So not bad, scrappy engagement here from Hee Hee. And Kingdom of Wei losing quite a bit, and even Cao Cao being injured in the battle itself.
Wisdom dictates the retreat.
And we do have a couple full armies as well too. And Kingdom of Wei attacks Chen livestock farm. Yeah, it's 2,136 reinforcing, 192 for Kingdom of Wei, 187 deployed on our side. So that's gonna be a delegate. It's gonna be an easy win for Kingdom of Wei. And Kong Rong ends up attacking with 3,611 against 3,060. Battle of Bai Hai, large regional city. It says, I think we're going to retreat this, because we're going to retreat this, I think. We were sieging it, but we don't have as much as we need to be able to defeat them.
Yeah.
Gongdu. Kingdom of Wei attacking Gongdu. Attacking me and Gongdu. I have one general reinforcing. We're going to delegate. So Kingdom of Wei's going to win. Song commanded their vassal Liu Yu to join war. He declared war on Liu Yu. Prisoner released Murong Shu. And prisoner released Xu Jai. Prisoner released Huai Bai. Lang Zedao released as well. Settlement lost. Gong Sun Du requests their master Kingdom of Song to go to war. War declared between Kingdom of Song and Yuan Shu. Ooh, that is interesting. So...
Be still to conserve spirit.
So, we have Weapon Craftsman finally.
I cannot.
We're gonna try and...
I'm eager to listen.
So we're not at war with the Elixir Rebellion, so we don't really have to worry about these rebels. I don't know if we do.
Never yield.
So we do have 13k. We can raise up more armies. In the south, they have shellacked us, taken Chen and Yangzhou, and our three armies here are fairly devastated. We're gonna have to recruit more in Pencheng. So Kujai
Persevere.
and Murong Shui.
Be
Shui.
still to conserve spirit.
Do some militia virtue. And I think we're going to attack Guan Yu and not have to worry about Liu Bei anymore. That's what we're going to do here. So Guan Yu's last stand. 3,523 deployed on my side against 2,032. Let's start battle. Battle of Pencheng Temple. 6 spearman units, 4 yellow turban warrior units, as well as another 2, actually.
Rise together! Make ready!
We have bringers of righteousness, bow infantry, as well as the yellow turban archers, 2 units apiece.
Take heed, warriors!
And then we have faith preservers and sacred garden watch, 1 unit apiece.
Axemen, stand by! Ready yourselves! Faster!
Stand ready.
Into formation! March quickly!
At the ready.
Double time! With me! Axes! Go, go!
To attention. Steel yourselves.
Stand ready!
So we're going to put these spearmen in a right flank position. We're going to form up main lines with the yellow turban warrior units, and then right on the left flank we're going to put the faith preservers and the sacred garden watch, with the bows off to the right flank as well too.
Hidden units! An ambush!
At one! Faster!
Take heed, warriors.
March quickly! Axemen! Make haste!
So we're going to march towards their positions,
Yourselves! Hurry! Quick march!
and we're going to target go on you with the 3 generals that we have.
For China.
Watch out! The enemy lies in wait for us!
And them. Attend.
Do not relent! Fight! Our time is now! Yellow turbans! Blades ready! Away! Swordsmen ready!
Make ready.
Strike them down! Make ready! Militia!
The time has come.
Charge!
So we can see these spearmen, peasants, engaging. Sioux veterans, Sioux vanguards? Sioux vanguards, different.
Pitiful!
Saber militia right next door as well,
Defeat me!
and spear guards too.
belittle yourself with your words.
You can see the faith preservers attacking some cavalry on the left flank. Our generals attacking Guan Yu, all 3 of them. One of our healers
Ready! Make
getting
ready!
hit a bit here. We're gonna hit the knowledge of the body.
Attend.
No mercy!
Rise together! Steel yourselves! Unleash fury! The time has come!
Large grouping of enemy on the right flank here.
Treachery!
A lot
Hidden
of saber
enemies.
militia, spear guards, and saber. More saber militia being surrounded by the peasant spearmen. And right on the left side, the yellow turban warriors.
Rise up! Kill them!
We're shifting the bow fire on that enemy that got surrounded right on the right flank. One of the main engagements.
Stand by! enemy warriors are running. Ha! Prepare! Destroy them!
To attention! Our time is now! Ready! Attack! Yellow turbans, attack!
Spears! Attack!
Enemy general in trouble. Wow. New Wang. Caught in the middle of a large charge. The Yellow Turban warrior units attacking that large amount of saber militia on the right flank. Right from behind. Wow, they're getting pelted. 4 archer units. And the enemy seems to be fairly vanquished in that pocket. Shift bow fire, and we're gonna hit those spearmen right on the right flank.
Let's fly! Take heed, warriors!
Now, past enemy lines here, ended up attacking a bow unit, almost getting rid of him and being able to shift. A long line of Yellow Turban warriors attacking another bow unit right next door. Again, that left flank battle is still happening. Looking fairly even. But the enemy is surrounded. Guan Yu's still in the mix.
Our success moves long. Strike!
But he's injured. One of my generals had to retreat from the engagement regarding. Lu Wang and Wu Li still in the fight. Still attacking. Guan Yu.
Stand ready! To battle! Ready! Strike! Kill them!
Attend!
Come on! Surely you can do better!
Oh, how witty! How very witty!
Right flank, just a thin line of spearmen trying to hold back multiple peasant spearmen and archer units in melee. Enemy Sioux Vanguards, 27 unit health. About to be vanquished, and again, all across the main lines here, engaging multiple archer militia. As we've moved past the main lines, 1 unit left, saber militia in that large grouping of enemy. But now really just a shadow of its former self.
Hurry! Take heed, warriors!
Make ready! To battle!
Guan Yu, almost down. Left flank.
At the ready!
We have taken control of their tower.
Show no mercy!
And again, there's been this 1 unit of Yellow Turban warrior unit taking on the saber militia. At the beginning of the game, it looked like they were going to lose, but they ended up holding out until a reinforcement unit can get there, and ended up winning the engagement. Left flank has
Stand ready!
been won by He forces. Guan Yu and an archer unit left holding the bag, as well as another enemy general too, which just retreated as I said that.
Prepare! Run! Make ready!
Steel yourselves!
Ha!
And the last unit standing here is Guan Yu. The last stand of Guan Yu.
You will need it!
And he ends up retreating. What does that leave? Is that one? What else? What other units are on the board here? Oh, one general. Feng Shuo. Feng Shuo. And he retreats. Way off into the distance, you can see some Yi archers being chased. This was the one unit holding it to be problem. We'll send our generals after him, if need be. That would be the end of this Yi archer unit.
Look, the enemy
Victory.
run. Craven!
Pirate victory.
Careful planning ensured victory. We have need of good
And Guan Yu still alive after that engagement. And there is still a Liu Bei force up above. You can see Bian Jiangling. I'm actually going to try and attack.
Strike quickly.
And I'm not going to be able to. Dang it.
Lift the peasants.
We're going to try and attack Bai Hai as well.
For the people. Honor your ideals. Forward.
And this time it's going to be a different story because we've got multiple armies. 2 armies can be decisive victory. I am going to... I guess we're going to continue siege on this. And we're going to go with Donglai farmland as well. And we only got that Imperial City after those 2 cities as well. And we're going to bring Huang Shao on march stance. And we're going to try and get him to... Because we got this holdout. There's in Chen, and there's just a large amount of enemy.
No.
Embrace impulse.
Liu Bei. And we're going to delegate this last stand. Guan Yu.
A quick wit dodges the hardest
Loses.
blow. All deeds towards the design.
The season dries and contracts, ready to bloom again.
For harmony. Stand ready. Be still.
Be the sword. At ease.
Let's some holy archers. We're going to heal up over here as well.
Moving as one.
Draw inwards and strike out.
Wisdom guides. To the grand design.
Marching.
Recruits on some of our armies. We're going to try and maneuver more forces to try and combat. I think maybe the better move here would be attacking Cao Zheng from Rune and Iron Mine. He's a full army there. But if we end up winning that, that would be very much help.
Impossible.
Bend, do not break. Shout fury!
I think I'm going to quick save it here. He against Kingdom of Wei, Battle of Rune and Iron Mine, 3,283 against 2,983. Yeah, thank you for joining.